Laponia Coop is situated on the northwest coast of Tasmania. It's a small, high conservation value coop, of which approximately 49 hectares is to be logged. In this short film, a local resident will discuss what the coop means to him.
Hi, my name's Duncan. I've been living here since the late 70s with my wife, stepdaughter, daughter, granddaughters, 3 of those. Currently I'm full-time carer of one of the granddaughters. Been taking her to the school bus stop for the last 20 years. I've been taking kids to the school bus stop for the last 20 years. Don't seem to be able to get out of that one. The whole concept of logging Broxham's Road to me was rather stupid and pointless. The bush isn't ready for logging for another 20 years. I've worked in various mills, milling sites, forestry jobs over the last 30 years and seen what goes on and can see what's useful timber and what's not useful timber, and the stuff that they're going to pull out will be really good stuff in time. The industrial scale that they want to take it out in one big fell swoop is pointless and counterproductive because it'll just wipe out a lot of the native species. It could be quite easily logged in a selective manner over a slow period. It needs 10, 15 years in a mosaic so that it'll keep on allowing the native species to regenerate and recover from the milling that goes on in one little run, move on to the next run in 2 years' time, take a bit more. That would work, but the proposed system where they're going to come in and take the whole lot in one go and then go whoomph and burn it is just crazy, and it's going to ruin what's left of the bush. Most of the ground that they want to take is on the ridges. So they've got some gullies they've got to go through and major bridges they've got to get across to the heads of the next gullies. But a lot of what they're doing is following the ridge out, which is the way I would log it anyhow. But their idea is they just go in and mash everything in the whole place in one go. Whereas my idea is you actually go in, you work your way down the ridge, you take out all the big trees and anything that looks a bit dangly and dangerous, and leave the shrubbery. Whereas clear felling means you take out all the understory, all the lower layers, and trash everything because you're going with big machinery that just go whoomph. Whereas if you're going with small machinery and go back to using cables, so you're actually snicking things up onto the main runway and pulling it out that way, you can do it quite successfully without making a hell of a mess and not being dangerous. They're saying, oh, we'll preserve the gullies, we'll preserve these trees, but we'll put a log snigging road across the head of the gully and put all the slop straight down into the creek. And that's really the best way to kill off all the small invertebrates, including the lobsters, not to mention the little burrowing crayfish that don't like disturbance. No one's remembered those, but they're still here. And unfortunately, that'll all flow down into the flower dole, which is being attacked from left, right and centre. And now the forest is going to attack it from the other side and just dump even more silt in. And they go, oh, whoopee, there goes a few lobsters. Well, this is the best lobster country in the whole state, guys. Right, the political push for jobs, jobs, jobs that Mr. Harris seems to have isn't really going to produce any great amount of jobs, because the approach that they're using is high industrial, big machinery, which is fine for imports of big machinery, but it doesn't actually produce any more jobs. The number of jobs that you get from forestry is diminishing every year because they're going more and more industrial. Sure, it brings the price down, so you can sell chips for $20 a tonne and still make a profit, or maybe. But the price of chips should be more than $20 a tonne. It should be up there. It shouldn't be the be-all and end-all. It's the mill logs that where we need to actually be producing, and that was forestry's reason for being, was to actually produce mill logs from the forestry country. A return to the more traditional techniques of logging, small-scale, slower operations, would actually improve the employment prospects for people who are working in the logging industry.